The Reds are off to a great start this season, but after their struggles last year, their lack of consistency brings into question whether they can challenge for the Premier League title and make their way out of the Europa League. The 2021-22 season for Liverpool should go down in history as one of the best, but rather than being remembered for what it was, it will always be remembered for what it might have become. The club trailed Man City by a single point as they finished with 92 points. Which is usually enough to win the league. Liverpool could not even qualify for the Champions League this year, despite making it to the final 2 years when they lost to Real Madrid. How did Liverpool FC lose its way? Do you think this is the end of an era or just a rough patch? Let's take a look at what's really going on with Liverpool. In the 2021-22 season, Liverpool's resilience was nothing short of commendable, as they only suffered 4 defeats across all competitions. Their dominance was evident in the Premier League, with only West Ham and Leicester City managing to dent their otherwise stellar record. For most teams, clinching both the FA and EFL Cup in a single season would be celebrated as a remarkable feat, a testament to their prowess. However, the subsequent 2022-23 season painted a starkly different picture, revealing chinks in their armour. Liverpool's vulnerability was exposed as they faced a staggering 14 losses throughout the season, a stark contrast to their previous campaign's nearly unblemished record. One pivotal moment that stood out was their 5-2 defeat at the hands of Real Madrid in the first leg of the round of 16 Champions League matchup, an outcome that sent shockwaves through Anfield. It raised questions about whether Liverpool had made a strategic error by not reinforcing their squad with a top-tier midfielder during the summer transfer window. Aurélien Tchouaméni had been on Liverpool's radar, a player coveted by the club, but the transfer dream was snatched away when Real Madrid secured the services of the talented French international. Similarly, the Reds had their sights set on Jude Bellingham, the dynamic English midfielder piquing the interest of Europe's elite clubs. However, once again Real Madrid swooped in, leaving Liverpool empty-handed. The question lingered, why would a midfielder of Bellingham's calibre choose a Liverpool side that wasn't participating in the Champions League that season? The inability to reinforce their midfield, especially in the wake of intense competition from a relentless Real Madrid, left Liverpool fans and pundits alike pondering whether this oversight had contributed to their struggles in the subsequent season. It raised doubts about their preparedness for the challenges that lay ahead, and how their summer transfer decisions might have played a pivotal role in their performances. To retain their high-intensity approach, the aging team required a boost of youthful energy in the middle of the pitch. With the signings of Alexis Mac Allister and Dominic Szoboszlai, Liverpool looked to be more like their old selves this season. The transformation of the current Liverpool team compared to its previous incarnation just a year ago is striking, and it seems to harken back to the storied Klopp squads of the past. The Reds have rediscovered their ferocity, a defining characteristic of their gameplay. This ferocity was not lost on the shrewd football tactician Jose Mourinho back in 2018, when he was at the helm of Manchester United. In admiring tones, he pointed out, Robertson, Mane, Salah, Wijnaldum, Keita, Fabinho, they are physical players. And on top of that, they're brilliant players technically. It is challenging for us when the game is intense, since we don't have many guys with such physicality. Liverpool was a team that not only played with skill, but also with an almost unparalleled physicality, an attribute that set them apart. However, in the course of time, a stark shift occurred. Last season's tactical adjustments, while addressing several issues, brought forth the glaring problems Liverpool was facing, and none was more prominent than the midfield conundrum. It was a significant impediment to the team's progress. The centre of the pitch, once a stronghold for Liverpool, had evolved into a point of vulnerability. In the past, this zone was their playground, where they dictated the tempo of the game, facilitated their high-pressing game, and enabled their fullbacks to exert their influence in the attack. Nevertheless, they had to relearn their roles and redevelop their cohesion as a midfield unit. In addition to the midfield, the defence was another area that bore its own set of gaps and challenges. Even with the triumphant return of Virgil van Dijk, the defensive linchpin, the backline found itself struggling. Confidence wavered, even with one of the world's finest defenders on the roster, as opponents managed to breach their defence with surprising ease. The solidity they had once taken for granted was suddenly called into question, affecting the morale and poise of the majority of the players. This evolution, with all its trials and tribulations, underscores the dynamic nature of football and the unceasing need for adaptation. Liverpool's journey through these shifts from dominance to vulnerability and now to resurgence is emblematic of the ever-evolving narrative that characterises the beautiful game. The once potent Liverpool forward line has lost some of its bite in attack compared to the formidable units of previous seasons, allowing opposing teams to grow in confidence as matches progressed. A significant factor contributing to the decline of this once feared front line was undeniably the departure of Sadio Mane to Bayern Munich. His absence left a notable void, and injuries to more recent additions such as Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota further limited the Reds' attacking options. In the quest to replace the dynamic Mane, Liverpool secured the services of Darwin Núñez, a player with the potential to become a superstar. However, Núñez's Liverpool career got off to a somewhat lackluster start, and although he broke the club's record for the most expensive signing, he faced the challenges of adaptation and remained a work in progress. It was a puzzling scenario given that not so long ago, Liverpool's attack had operated with remarkable ease, particularly with the electrifying Mo Salah leading the charge. However, Mane's departure might have signalled the conclusion of an era, necessitating a potential rebuilding phase. To bolster their attacking options, Liverpool brought in Cody Gakpo, one of the most highly sought-after young talents in Europe, from PSV Eindhoven. Yet, similar to Núñez, Gakpo didn't provide the immediate impact the team needed. The transition to a new system proved challenging, prompting Klopp to revert to some of the tried-and-true tactics of the past. In the midfield, the demand for greater consistency loomed large. Even in the face of adversity, it's worth noting that Liverpool's recent struggles are far from catastrophic. Just 2 years ago, they secured a third-place finish, a testament to their enduring quality and competitiveness. While challenges and transitions abound, it's a reminder that even formidable teams must navigate the cyclical nature of football, where periods of reconstruction are often part of the journey to sustained success. No matter if he's enticing players, persuading players, or getting the greatest performance out of his team, Klopp's energy has always been one of his best-selling points. Last year, though, Liverpool appeared to be worn out. The past few seasons have taken their toll, and Klopp has acknowledged how much it has cost him personally to compete against Manchester City. They're starting to find a way to regain their rhythm as well as their identity and direction. When Liverpool has been at its finest, they had a 4-3-3 formation, a predetermined starting 11 and a clear strategy. Off the pitch, Liverpool has seemed more disorganised last season as well. From Jim Moxon, the club's doctor, leaving on the eve of the season, to the announcement that Julian Ward, the then newly appointed sporting director, would be leaving his position at the end of the year. The club gave the impression to the outside world that it was undergoing significant change and needed to clarify its future direction. Fenway Sports Group did not help the situation when it revealed that they were open to either a full or partial sale of the football club, showing little faith in the club. Overall, the Americans have done a good job during their 12 years on Merseyside, helping to re-establish the team among Europe's elite. However, there are valid concerns about how much longer they can contend with the financial might of not only Manchester City, who have won 4 of the last 5 seasons, but also with Saudi Arabia-backed Newcastle, a free-spending Chelsea, a resurgent Manchester United, and an up-and-coming Arsenal. Also, Liverpool missed out on Champions League play for this year, so they'll have to prove themselves in the Europa League. Success in the Premier League requires speed and athleticism, endurance, mental toughness and consistency. A deadly blend of injuries and a drop in confidence led to Liverpool's mediocrity in the 2022-23 season. Aside from upsetting Man City in the league, the chase for success in the Europa League is therefore the only way to rise again.